The fifth and final test of the Ashes at the SCG, which normally provides us with rain and lots of rain, which normally consists in a draw or a washout. No, there was a little bit of rain, but no rain as much as we've known this time. But instead, they deliver us a road, an absolute road, and we saw some batsmen absolutely cash in on this road. Joe Root with 100, Travis Head with 100, Steve Smith with his first 100, and Jacob Bethel with his first-class century. That's right, you heard me. No first-class century to his name. He's done it first in an Ashes test match. So well done to those players. Without further ado, let's get into recapping the fifth and final Ashes test. Let's go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Up the Guts podcast. Joining you as always is your host, Trent D'Alton. And when I'm recording this, it is actually Wednesday, the 7th of January. So it is currently in the midst of day 4. So if we have a look at the live scores right now, England are 5 for 239. As I mentioned in the intro, Jacob Bethel's first 100. He's 111 not out. And Jamie Smith is 14 not out as we speak right now. And also as we speak, it is 42 degrees over here in Melbourne. Myself in my home, in a little studio, got a little aircon going. Still doesn't, not doing justice with it being 41 degrees outside. So Melbourne absolutely delivering some warm weather after some weird start to the summer. Now having 40 degrees, but then it drops back down again next week, which I can't get my head around. But without further ado, let's get into recapping the test so far as we speak on day 4. Starting off with the first innings where it was England who went into bat first. England batted first, and the talk of the innings was the second 100 of the series going towards Joe Root. 160 off 242 balls. Absolutely class innings. Even though it's on a road, class innings, goes into the second most runs in this series so far. Probably seen me taking a little bit more water breaks as it being a bit hotter. But 160 off 242 balls. Absolutely beautiful batting. And also built a really good partnership down there with Harry Brook, 84 off 97. So himself and Harry Brook actually put together, if we add that up here. Look at me counting with my fingers. So that's, and I've lost count. That's a 169 run partnership that they managed to put together. So it was a great partnership and to get that breakthrough was absolutely crucial to the downfall after that and that was who else other than Scotty Boland, who was able to cash in and get that wicket that they Brazilians needed. To start off the day, it was Zach Crawley with going out for 16 LBW to Neser. Ben Duggett was the first wicket though, so 27 from 24. Got off to a reasonably good start, and then Stark doing what Stark does, just absolutely cleaned him up there. Jacob Bethel didn't have his luck in the first innings, going for 10 off the shoots of Scotty Boland. As we mentioned, Harry Brook 84. Ben Stokes didn't have his luck either with an 11-ball duck. Jamie Smith knuckled down and batted well with Joe Root. Well, I say well, but it was a really weird 46, very scratchy, some weird shots coming off the bat, but managed to get 46 from 76 before Dean dismissed. Now, as I mentioned, it was a weird innings. How he went out was even weirder and more disgraceful. He did not need to try and play that shot off the bowling of Marnus Labuschagne. That's right. Marnus Labuschagne got the breakthrough. To play that ridiculous shot in a way like that, now you have to start questioning, is it the players, which I don't think it is. Is that Brendan McCullum in the ears saying, okay, let's get a move on now. Get back to the Bazball, and he's gone out and played a shot like that. It's just absolutely disgusting. And Brendan McCullum, I think his days are being numbered at the moment with the ways some of these dismissals have happened. And it looks like it's just direct message from the coaching staff. Will Jack stayed around for a bit for 27, but nothing much happening there other than that, as we just reload this one up now as I re-exit it. As for the bowling figures, wickets were shared around. Leading the wickets was Bo Webster. Welcome back into the side. 7 overs, 2 for 30 in that first innings, and also contributed with the bat, which we'll touch on soon. As well as Scotty Boland, ultra consistent he is, winning a combine rate of 1.88 runs per over, 1 for 30 from his 16. Michael Neser, also 15 overs, 1 for 50. We had Scotty Boland, 16 overs. Oh, no, sorry. Mitchell Starc, 14 overs, 1 for 61. Why is Marnus Labuschagne not in these bowlers? That's very interesting. Oh, no, sorry. I'll tell you why. It's because I'm reading out the first innings bowling stats there. I must have accidentally clicked it over. Oh, you know what it was? Because the app closed on me, I've got it and I read it out there. So let's try that one again. Michael Neser led the wickets away with 16.3 overs, 4 for 60. Been absolutely phenomenal since being brought back. Obviously, was in the squad, but being able to get his opportunity to play Test, he's been absolutely phenomenal. We saw him do a bit of a stint with the bat as well over at the MCG. He's taken a 5-1, now a 4 for here, 4 for 60, and it just shows what a career he possibly could have had, but he was just caught up behind the likes of Mitchell Starc, Josh Hazlewood, Pat Cummins, and not only that, probably a bit of his pace was probably a bit of a letdown where the selectors were sitting there going, look, you dominate. We get it. You're dominating at first class level, Sheffield Shield level. Also have 7 first class centuries, so it can definitely hold a bat. But we've got Josh Hazlewood, we've got Pat Cummins, we've got Mitchell Starc. James Patterson was going around at that time, probably around a similar time too at the start of his career. And your pace, you're just touching 130. By all means, you hit the spots and you swing it, but do we really want to play that risk? That would be one of, just making sure I'm recording. Yeah, just be one of the main questions they would have been asking. But if they had just backed him in, what a career he possibly could have had. So 4 for 60 there, he led the way. Next up, Scotty Boland put in an absolute shift again. 26 overs he bowled, 2 for 85. As did Mitchell Starc, 23 overs, 2 for 93. Cameron Green's bowled a nice number of overs this time. Something we don't normally get to see is Cameron Green bowling a huge chunk of overs. So it was good to see him put a bit of overs together. 18 overs, 1 for 85. And as we mentioned, Marnus Labuschagne, 3 overs, 1 for 14. Bo Webster, 5 overs, none for 20. And Travis Head, none for 20 from his 4, as we saw the English being bowled out for 384 in the first innings from their 97.3 overs. Then we head over to the Aussies, and it was started by none other than the Travis Head Show. That's right, he's done it again, bringing up his 3rd century of the summer, and he has now signified himself as a opening batsman who just takes the game on. 163 from 166 balls. Beautiful. Just the way he takes on the bowlers, and he's got to be one of the best stories after being dropped, was it about 5 years ago, then fighting his way back to the side, changing the way he played Test cricket, going, stuff it, I'm just going to play it my way, because that's what gets it done the best, and then he's come back and done this. 163 from 166, one of the great stories there, but there is going to be big questions about his opening partner, Jake Weatherald. LBW to Ben Stokes, 21 from 36. Has Jake Weatherald done enough to take him on into the next series that we play? We don't play for a while later on in this year, but the way it's going at the moment, there's still a day to be played, so he could still get another innings out there, which could be crucial. If he manages to put a 50 up there, he might signify himself, but there's people like Matt Renshaw knocking on the door, Campbell Callaway knocking on the door, and he has a technique problem where he fades to the leg side and gets himself tangled up, where bowlers and countries around the world are going to target that leg and try and trap him, and it seems to be a way that has got him all summer. So he has a technique problem that he needs to fix, and needs to fix quickly if he wants to continue his career, his time in Australian colours in Test matches. Late in career, because he's not getting any younger too, 30 years old, so not getting any younger, and got some young people banging on the door as well. Now, Marnus Labuschagne actually batted reasonably well. What we mentioned this about Marnus. When he has an intent and is looking to score is when we get the best Labuschagne. 48 from 68. And then had his little stint with Ben Stokes. Now, I don't know about you guys, but as a batter, if I was the batter, how would you go with an opposition player putting their arm around you, even if it was just to pull you in close and say, what was that, mate? What was that? I personally don't know how I would take it. You're in my space. Get out. Do not put your hands on me. Like, I get it. It wasn't physical by any means. When I say it wasn't like he's going to hurt him, he's just kind of put him like that. But there is no way in hell Ben Stokes should have put his arm around him, and there's no way in hell, as a batsman, that I would be appreciative of him getting in my space like that and putting an arm around him, almost mocking him and making him seem like the little man. But what Ben Stokes has done well here is backed it up and got the wicket. So that one we can give the props to, winning the battle there, because Ben Stokes obviously is a competitor. But how would you go about an opposing player coming up to you on the cricket field as you're batting and putting their arm around you? I wouldn't feel great. I'd feel uncomfortable, and I don't know how I would personally react. Would I get confrontational? I know I wouldn't like it. Let me know in the comments how you guys would feel about that, because it was definitely an interesting one, and one that you don't really want to see, and it just looked very uncomfortable for Marnus' stage. We just know Ben Stokes is a competitor, so that's what he was going to do, but I just don't know. I don't know. Then they send out Michael Neser as like a night watchman, and he knuckled down in going into the next day too. 24 from 90, showed some real grit to hang around. As he batted with first, he would have batted with a head, wouldn't he? Yep. Yeah, so, he batted all his time with head. So as he batted all his time with head, but then following after him, we saw a century that we hadn't seen, and we don't go many summers without seeing this player make a century, and that is Smudge Stephen Smith. It was great that we finally got to see, at the final test on his home deck, a Stephen Smith home century. And now he, as he made that century, as I mentioned with Joe Root's century before, so Joe Root now has 41 centuries to his name, which is equal third. Steve Smith brings up his 37th century ever. And if you ask me, and we've had this discussion in the chat, Steve Smith is the number one Test batsman of our generation. It's Smith. The three are Smith, Coley, Root. Now, let's say I think Steve Smith is the number one Test batsman, but I'm also in very much agreement that as a whole three format, Virat Kohli clears him. Virat Kohli is consistent in Test, he's consistent in ODI, and he's consistent in T20. But Steve Smith's Test numbers is absolute ridiculous. If we have a look he would quickly get some of his actual stats up, because I want to say he averages over 50, but I don't want to say that without actually... so he's made 10,613 runs and at an average of 55.85, which is absolutely nuts. Whereas Virat Kohli averages a high across all formats and has the adapted ability to be able to play the conservative Test format, but then go in and play the ODI format, which Steve Smith really good in ODIs, but Virat Kohli has also dominated T20 when formats all around the world where he's had to go. So, my opinion, Steve Smith of this generation, the best Test batsman of this generation, whereas Virat Kohli is the best overall batsman. Let me know what you think about that one as well. But he put up 130 before being dismissed. If we go back here, yep. Oh, I've gone out of it again. 130 before that one. And then we saw some really annoying shots. Cameron Green. He got himself in again. That's starting to get real frustrating, Greenie. You've got yourself in again. You looked really well, and then you've gone out, got yourself out again. 37 from 64. Now, one player who did cash in and could have been going on his way to a Test century was Beau Webster. 71 not out. He finished off 87 balls as... batting at 9, may I add, too, as the Aussies put up 557. So if you look at the bowlers, Brighton Cars, 3 for 130 off 27. Matt Potts bowled like he didn't want to be there. He bowled an absolute garbage. I don't know where they picked that up from, but he bowled like he just hadn't played Test cricket before, like he hadn't been there. Was bowling a lot of these happy birthdays, wide half volleys, and just getting absolute dispatch. Josh Tongue fought hard, I thought, 30 overs, 3 for 97, as did Ben Stokes, 27.4 overs, 2 for 95. Will Jacks, 8.45 overs, 1 for 34. And we saw Jacob Bethel with his spin bowling also, 15.2, 1 for 52. And as we talk now, Mitchell Starc was back at it again with the first over. His first over tactics, getting Zach Crawley out, which I think Zach Crawley's been one of their pick of their batters, Joe Root as well. But since the first test, I think Zach Crawley has been reasonably good. Ben Duckett got a start before going out for 42 from 55. Jacob Bethel, 118, not out currently, off 195. Joe Root, LBW, 2 Scotty Boland, 6. Harry Brook also was building a nice little partnership there with Jacob Bethel. As I was saying, with Jacob Bethel. And then was LBW2. The big slug, Bo Webster, came on and bowled his waffies. He's come on and bowled his offies. And what he's actually done is picked up 2 breakthrough wickets and bowled absolutely really well. So Bo Webster, 2 for 30 from his 7. And as I look down here, Travis Head's also come on for 3 overs, none for 16. Marnus Lavashang's also bowled 3 balls, none for 2. So if we have a look at it now, England lead by 70 runs with 5 wickets remaining. There'll be just under an hour's play left in today. So the Aussies would love to try and get him out either today or early tomorrow morning. But that's the state of play as we talk about it now. Now, with the Ashes coming to an end as of as I'm recording this on day 4, as of tomorrow, this will be released on the Friday after. So it'll be as of today. But I've still got plenty of content coming, so make sure you stay tuned, because what I've got, why I've decided to do this now is because it's left me plenty of time to do. I'm going to do an Ashes best 11 from this test, and I'm going to do a whole video of recapping the Ashes and then giving my Ashes best 11 from the whole series, and then explaining why, back it up with stats, why I've got them there. So make sure to stay tuned from that one. And then I'm also going to be doing my rankings, but what I'm not going to do it for the 5th test. I'm going to split up with Australia and England again, but I'm going to rank each player that played for each test as the series as a whole. So we're going to have the Ashes best 11 coming out on the weekend, and then we're going to have also the ratings coming out early next week. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on those videos, and hit that notification bell. So thank you guys for watching. Share this off to a mate who you think might enjoy it too. And until next time, I'll see you guys then.